Guys, how's it going? So I'm going to talk to you about this social media strategy that I see a lot, and I have some opinions about it, but I don't think it's as bad as people actually make it out to be. So I want to talk to you guys today about the modeling technique. So the way this works is that essentially you want people, they go on like YouTube, or for example like a course, and they're like, oh, find someone in your niche and essentially just model off what they're doing, but add your own spin to it, like do a little spin, add it to it. And it's a valid point, but there's a lot more to it, and a lot of people get confused when they tell you like, oh, add your own spin to it or make it your own way. But like there's a lot more into it, and I'm gonna talk about it in this video because I think it's very important, so you don't get into this rabbit hole of just modeling people. So when to model off someone else. So for example, there's a saying in this, I don't know where the saying is from, but it's called like, you don't need to reinvent the wheel, and I'm sure you guys have heard this many times, and it's actually really good advice. I'm not discrediting it, it's actually pretty good advice. So reason where that comes from is that the wheels took like 200,000 years to invent, not reinvent. And basically what the meaning behind it is that like it basically save your time because someone else has already spent time doing it. However, you have to look at this very closely, because before you think of modeling someone else. So I'm going to use an example of a business, because I think that's like the best case scenario, and it applies to what I'm about to share to you. So for example, let's say I wanted to start an Amazon FBA business, or like a drop shipping business, like a cash flow business, something like that. So what most people are going to do is that they're going to go on YouTube, they're going to search out where to start on Google, YouTube, whatever, watch a couple videos, they're going to see that one person that's convinced them really well and is giving them so much value, and then that one person is going to have a course, obviously, because they have to make money. And then that person is going to spend weeks, contemplating if they need to buy the course, and like, do I really need this? Is it going to help me? And after all of the marketed, or after all of the retargeted ads that they're going to see, they're going to be like, you know what, let me just buy the course. So they buy the course, and then they're like, holy shit, like, I've never seen this much information. And they get amazed by the amount of information they have in the course, because it's like information hidden behind a paywall. So once they get access to it, they're like, whoa, this is crazy. And then once they buy the course, they've read through all of it, they've watched all the videos, and now they want to start implementing it. And then they don't get to see the results that they expected to get, because maybe this course might have been promising them 100k months, 200k months for dropshipping in your first month or something like that. Then they start to implement it, and they only get like 2 sales or something. And why is that the case though? Because the guru has said that you'll be able to hit 100k months. He has told you that he's used this information that he's had for years, that he's been curating, and he's put it into like a short, concise 30-minute video. And this is going to help you get to 100,000 months. Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, that's what the notion people are going to see. They're going to be like, wow, this guy's done this for so long, he obviously knows what he's talking about, so let me just buy his course. And then they see that it's not actually going to take them to where they want to be. So how does this have to do with modeling? I'm going to explain to you why. There's a couple of reasons why the average Joe didn't actually see success. The first reason is that hundreds of thousands of people have the exact same course strategy that is saturating the market with. So for example, this person might be saying, oh, 5 years ago, like, I started my dropshipping business, and 2 years later I started hitting like 1 million per month, I started hitting like 12,000 billion per month or something like that. They're going to tell you this, and they're going to be like, oh, I did it using this exact same strategy, and I'm going to give it to 5,000 other people. Like, you already see the issue there. Like, 5,000 other people are going to use this exact same strategy now. So now the market is going to be saturated, and now what he's preaching is not going to be working as well. That's the first part. Despite all, and I'm going to relate this all back to social media in a sec. So despite all the information they provided, they haven't done the thing that the person is preaching for long enough, essentially. So when the guru said like, oh, I've done this for 5 years, like, that should already tell you like all you need to know, because like, he's done this for 5 years, so he knows something that you don't. And this is not something that you can buy with money. It's not like information, it's literally experience. You can't buy experience. So that's another thing people fail to realize. And then the third part is they executed every single thing word for word, and they didn't take any sort of external feedback that wasn't from the information that they got. So if they got like a reply that never showed up in the information, they just disregard it. They're just like, nope, this didn't happen in the course, so I'm just gonna leave it out. So let's relate this all the way back to social media. So for example, if hundreds, let's say like someone tells you, oh, you should just model off what this person is doing, model off what Alex Hormozi is doing, because he's crushing it. So like, if you model off him, he's gonna do it as well too. But then it gets this scenario that like everyone is trying to be Alex Hormozy, like he's even invented Hormozy style, and everyone has that exact same editing style. So what's gonna happen is that no one is gonna be able to differentiate themselves from Alex Hormozy, because everyone's gonna see that and they're gonna, oh yeah, it's exactly how Alex Hormozy edits his stuff. So you're always gonna be under him regardless, and you're even helping him because you're editing in his style. So it's the same thing with courses. Like everyone has the exact same strategy, and you saturated the market with it. So every time you make this Hormozy style reels, or like you make these Hormozy style edits, and you don't get a lot of views, is literally just because like it's nothing new. Everyone has seen it. So why do you expect something different when you're just copying off someone else? That's the first part. The second part is that despite all the information they haven't done the thing the person has been preaching of for long enough. So for example, if I'm telling myself that, hey, I want to get 100,000, I want to hit 100k next month, and because I have information of a guy that hit 100k next month, it doesn't mean nothing. It means nothing to me. Like, it's information. Nothing is gonna happen until I start implementing it, and I'm not gonna implement something that quick enough that I'm gonna start hitting like 100k in like a month. Like, it makes no sense, because some people have done it. Some people have hit like 100k like the first month, like first try. Those guys are like crazy, but for the most people, they're not going to be able to hit that because they haven't built up that winner mentality. They haven't built up the stuff that the person has been building up for years. So you can't expect to get to where they are just by having the information that they have. Because like, if we're being real, anyone can get information. Like, information is not the hardest thing to get. So it's kind of funny sometimes when people try to paywall information, but that's another topic for a different video anyways. So like, if you're relying on information to get you to where you want to be, like, you're gonna struggle, because it's only the implementation that matters. And that brings me into the second step as well, to relating back to social media. If you're relying on like information to be like the step on how you can get to 10k, then you're not gonna really get to 10k followers, because like, you haven't done the thing that the person has been doing for so long. So for example, if I start an account, like let's say right now, I guarantee I could get it to 2k in like 10k in like 2 months or less than that, because I've actually done it before. But if I gave someone information of what I would do to get like an account to, let's say, 10k in 2 months, someone else might not be able to do that, just because they just haven't done it before. Like, it's just very simple. It's not like because I have information that no one else doesn't have, means that I'm gonna excel. Because like, frankly, if that was the case, like if I bought a course right now, why aren't I making like $1 million a month? Because I bought a course from someone who's making $1 million a month. Why aren't I making $1 million a month? Very simple. And then the third part is they executed it word for word, and they didn't take any sort of external feedback. And that wasn't like similar to the information that they got. So for example, if someone told you to model off a page, for example, and like, oh, just do exactly what they're doing because like they've seen success, you're gonna copy that page and you're not gonna see success, because you're doing the exact same thing they're doing, and you're not getting any sort of external feedback. So for example, if someone commented on your page and said like, hey, this is very similar to this person I'm following, and you're just like, I don't care, this wasn't in the course, I'm gonna keep copying him because he's doing well, and I'm gonna keep doing what they're doing, and then you're not gonna get any sort of feedback. So you're only doing yourself a discredit. So these are most of the reasons why, when people think to themselves like, oh, if I model off someone, I'm gonna get to where I want to be, they just fall into this trap, because like, it removes any sort of creativity and feedback you could be getting if you just jump straight in. Not to say like, getting courses are bad. Like, no, information is good. Like, I'm not slandered on information. I'm just saying that it's not as bad as it looks, because like, I'm gonna describe it to you in a second. Because like, it would take you long if you wanted to start like a business without understanding the foundations. Just like how it will take you so long to start social media without understanding the foundations of social media. So if you want to just like really succeed with what you want to do with information, just have this slight mindset shift. Use the courses, information as tools to give yourself a strong foundation of what you need to do. So for example, give yourself like an understanding of like, how to start, what to do, how to research and stuff like that, and then implement your own style. So just jump in the implementation and just start implementing stuff, like start making mistakes and start learning, because this way you've already modeled the most important part of your journey, which is the foundation, and foundations don't really change. So it's only the implementation that has to change, because everyone has to do their things kind of differently. And now once the implementation is done, you can either do it by yourself or you could hire someone to do it for you, and that way you're getting feedback from what you're doing and not just you're not just solely following like a strict blueprint or something like that. So this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Like I hope this was like super helpful. Like just make sure that you know exactly what I mean by modeling, and you shouldn't really like jump into like scenarios where you're just trying to like you copy everyone and just trying to see what works, because frankly it doesn't work like that. Anyways, hope this was super helpful for you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.